Okay. Do we have an introduction, or do I go forward?
You can go ahead, madam.
Okay. Thank you very much.
There are many others. They will keep admitting them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hive products and economics of beekeeping. So what the slides that looked on my system, they're looking very different here still. Okay, I don't think it would make a big difference. So this is the IGNOU course number OAP1013. Hive products and economics of beekeeping. In this further subtopic, products collected and modified by the bees. So when we say the products collected and the next one, ma'am, can you just go to the next slide? I think I cannot handle the slides, right? Huh. Okay, so all of you by now, you must be aware how the honeybee, how the basics of a honeybee colony. It's got 3 different types. If you want, you can just interact. I mean, I'm not able to see anybody and all are on mute. Than that, maybe it's better if you can just have a very interactive session. You know, can anyone just unmute yourself and tell a bit what you know about the a colony? A honeybee colony, how is it? How is the setup of a honeybee colony? If no one's speaking, then I think I'll have to go forward. So in a honeybee colony, it is made up of a queen. You maybe Deepakji or the previous teachers, they must have taught you about this. It's got a queen and it's got the drones. Drones are usually the male bees and the workers. So the function of a queen bee is mainly to lay eggs. It's the reproductive, it's the only bee which reproduces or lays eggs. And the other one is the drone. Drone is the male. The only function of a drone is to mate. And the girls who are on a mission, that's what the worker bees are called. They are the female bees in a honeybee colony. What they do is they have different functions. If you see, even the queen is either kept alive, kept fed for a longer period, or killed. That is also being controlled by the worker bees. So they are the ones who run the show. So worker bees, they go, depending on their age, they have different functions. For example, if honey has to be prepared, made, what they do, nectar has to be collected, pollen. So to collect nectar, they have to go out. It's the older female bees who go out, and they have to, there are a lot of vagaries outside, right? It is not like so conducive always. They have to go against certain forces of nature. They go collect nectar and come back to the colony. And it is the female younger bees who are in the colony. They are like the nurse bees, housekeeping. Everything is done by the younger female bees inside the house. Even feeding of the larva or feeding of the queen. So every housekeeping work is done by the nursing, and housekeeping work is done by the younger female bees. Older ones, they go out, get nectar, and the younger ones do the whatever has to be done in the colony. So here, what they do is they just get the nectar, and I think I'll just speak about that in detail when we speak how honey is made. Yeah, ma'am, you can just look at the difference of the 3 bees. This may be a refresher for you as well. Even if you've studied in the other modules, in this module, you can just have a look how the queen bee looks. It's usually the biggest. Then there's the worker bee and the drone. The worker bee usually has the abdomen, which is a little pointed, whereas in a drone it is rounded. Drone is a male and worker is a female, and also the queen. Based on how it is fed, a female larva becomes a queen. Okay, that you must be knowing by now. Yeah, it's called the royal jelly, which is fed in and made into a queen. Okay, next one. Okay, so today's session, what are the different products collected and modified by bees? Why I went so much in detail into worker bees is because they are the ones who prepare everything in the house. All the products that we speak of, it is prepared by the worker bees. So I had to give a brief introduction about them. So when we speak about products collected and modified by bees, When we say collected, it's a very general term. Collected in the sense, these honeybees, they visit the flowers, they collect the nectar, or they collect the pollen, or they collect the resin, and they just bring back to the nest. That is just the collection part. And the modification is, it undergoes some enzymatic reaction, some chemicals are added. I mean, what is synthesized by the, what is in the saliva or the gut of a bee, and then it is made. So that is a little modification. Tomorrow's next session, maybe we'll go for the other products which are synthesized out. Okay, it is just what is collected and what is modified by the bees. So can you please tell me what are the different products that are with the honeybee? Would you unmute or no? I think you've decided not to unmute. All right. So the different products which are, I think I'll just give a brief into it. Here, modification means mixing of some chemicals in the collected material, that is the nectar or the pollen, and forming another product. Nectar converted into honey, or pollen converted into bee bread, or what we say, the other sap, flower sap, which is converted into propolis. So this is called a modification. How it is modified into different products. So the three aspects which come under this, if we have enough time, we will cover all three, or a part of it maybe we can carry on to the tomorrow's session. Okay, so the first one is the honey. All of you are aware of honey, how honey is got. It is the flower, the bees, they go to different flowers, collect honey and bring it back. Different flowers, there is a very beautiful, if you observe a honeybee and there are multiple different kinds of flowering plants close by, you know what the honeybee does? It will go to a similar species. It will go to the same species. If there's a sunflower and there are some Kuphias or Antigone or different species close by, if it started with a sunflower, it will go to the sunflower itself. All the sunflower it will finish and then go to the next genus. I myself have seen this, a few pots of Kuphia in my house. It doesn't leave the pot. It will just finish that and only then go to the next one. On the same lines, the concept of monofloral honey, if you've heard, the lychee honey or alfalfa honey or coffee honey, a single flower type, the nectar from a single type is branded and sold as monofloral honey, and it's got each species has got different taste. Okay, so that way, first one is the honey, when we speak about collected and modified. The second thing that we will be speaking about is the pollen. Okay, pollen, which is the male reproductive organ of a flower. We'll speak a little in depth later. Then there's a thing called the propolis. Honey, pollen, and propolis. These are the substances, products which are collected and modified by the bees. We'll go to the next slide now. Next slide, please. Yeah. So coming to the first one, what is honey? Let's understand what is honey. I don't think I'll have to give a definition. Everyone has tasted, everyone knows honey. Still a technical term. Honey, technical definition, honey is a sweet, viscous fluid produced by bees from the nectar collected from flowers and stored in nests or hives as food. So it's a sweet, obviously we all know. Then the viscous meaning the consistency, it is not very soft, smooth, you know, it has got the thick viscous the consistency of honey. That is called the viscosity or viscous fluid, which has been from nectar. That is the raw stuff which has got nectar, which is produced by the flowers. The honeybees, they go there, collect from the flowers, modify and they store it in the hive as food. And it stores as food for itself in the lean period, for the colony, for the queen, for the workers, for all the different, maybe some 60,000 different bees reside in a colony. So for all of them, they have to store, maybe during the rainy season when there's no food outside, when there are not enough nectar available. So that is the season when it will be needed. So it will be storing for itself. It is not preparing for the human being. It is we people who just go and use it. But otherwise, it prepares the food for itself. Okay, so bees preserve nectar in the form of honey so as to avoid fermentation. Fermentation is not seen there. So it is avoided. It is like if you just bring the nectar and keep, within 2 days it's all gone. It is all full of moisture. It will be spoiled. So the moisture content has to be reduced as a process of how honey is made. Only then it can store in the colony. Okay, in the beehive. Okay, ma'am. Next one. So coming to how nectar is collected, before we get into how honey is made, it goes to different flowers. There are multiple species to which the honeybees visit. They say if the honeybees disappear from the planet, you can forget agriculture. You can forget all your food. You'll have to starve and it's gone. So that important is the role of honeybees in pollination. Most of the crops, they say, even researchers say some 40% increase, even if there's wind pollination or anything. With the honeybees, the quality and the yield, it is going to be much higher compared to without them. Anyway, even after finishing this this beekeeping course, if you're just walking around, especially in the flowering season, maybe in the park or anywhere, you can see that buzzing, pongamia, all these very common ones. So it is the bees that they are active, and it is the worker bees that are constantly just go visiting all the flowers and collecting. And there are some species which are extremely good, both in terms of pollen and nectar. One is sunflower. Sunflower is like an excellent bee flora. Then there is the coffee, if you are from the Western Ghats, Antigonon, the pink flower that you see, it's called the coral creeper. So Antigon pongamia, lots of plants which are very good source of bee. If you browse, Google Guru will teach you everything. What are the different flowers, different plants which are good for bee? Maybe the nectar source or the pollen source. Then you will definitely come across this, which is you'll get a list of the species which are good for honeybees. In case you're seriously into it, I have seen in my time from Coorg. So in Bhagmandla area of Coorg, what they do, they go for people from Kerala come there with a truckload of this thing, honeybee boxes, and they will keep it for a few days in one place. And when the coffee is in bloom, they'll come there and collect. And maybe when the rubber is in bloom in another place, or whichever, each place they come, they keep their boxes, and there's enough nectar that is collected, and then they shift to this is called migratory beekeeping. Wherever there is a good source of honey or the nectar, they just shift to that place. Okay, so that way honey is being collected. Because it's not always possible for the bees to have plenty of food. So this works out for them that they go for migratory beekeeping. Okay. Yeah, next one. All right. So once I think I wanted to show you how honey is made and then come to the types of honey. It's all right. We'll just go understand the different types of honey and then get into the part where how honey is made by the bees. Okay. So the different types of honey based on how it is extracted. Okay. So based on how it is extracted, it is called the filtered honey or extracted honey, wherein it is considered the purest form of honey. Okay, it is used, done by using the honey extractor. Here you can just see it is in a very pure form. And here again the extracted honey, you put into the extractor and you just get the viscous fluid out. There it is, one is liquid honey, what you see in the market usually, liquid honey. And the other is the crystallized honey. People, what they think, if there's crystal formation down, some people think it is not good. It is like, some calabric or what is it called? It is not of good quality, but it is some other stuff, maybe sugar or jaggery blended or anything. No, crystallized honey is also good. When the sugar content is higher, it tends to settle and get into the crystalline form. And what they don't know, in India, we feel, oh, crystallized honey is not good or something. But in the Western societies, what they do is they will go for the whipped honey. That is the crystallized honey. It is put into the mixer blender and mixed well. You can see the third picture. It is called the whipped honey. And that they say is very good with as a bread, as a spread, maybe for burgers or bread, or even India, maybe for rotis also you can use it. That is considered very premium in those countries. But here we have some restrictions with regard to this crystallized honey. One is liquid, the other is crystallized. Okay, next one. Okay, this is a picture of how the honey extractor. If you've done the previous modules, I think they must have taught you this, because the next is squeeze, than squeezing. It is much cleaner when a honey extractor is used. It is just rotated. Then it is with a filter, you can just separate it out. Yeah, next one. Yeah. So this one is the squeezed honey. Squeezed honey with your hand, with what is commonly done, lots of the people, especially the tourists, when they visit all these Western Ghats, some of the hill stations and stuff, you can see these tribal selling honey, maybe some 1,500. They say it is very clean, very nice. It is sold. It is usually from Apis dorsata. There are different kinds of honeybees. One is Apis dorsata. You must have studied that previously, which is called the rock bee, which is in the wild. What you see, those large combs on the tree, that is the Apis dorsata. And the next one is Apis serena. Serena are also called as the Indian bees. That is the smaller one, dark one. And the Apis mellifera is the European bee. They are all in the, you can't put a Apis dorsata into the hive. They are very ferocious. You cannot tame them and put in the hive. Whereas Apis serena or the Indian honeybee, European, these are the ones which are usually reared in the boxes. And also there are others like the Apis florea, then there is the tetragonus, very small stingless bee. They are all usually present in the wild. Stingless bee, some people have even started cultivating these days, culturing these days. Even a liter, it costs some 5,000, 10,000. It's highly medicinal. So people do it, but usually it is the mellifera and Indian or the European bees that we have in the hives at home, or when a person is rearing. But here I'm speaking about that because it is Apis florea or Apis dorsata, that is a rock bee or these little bees that people usually tend to squeeze. They get it from the trees, they will just cut, they will just squeeze and bottle it and give. What happens? It may be contaminated. In terms of, when you squeeze a brood, when you squeeze a hive or the comb, it is not just the liquid portion which is coming. Maybe some larval remnants will be there, some propolis, all those things will get extracted, and what happens is later it tends to become sour. Honey tends to become sour after some time. So this is a disadvantage of squeezed honey. Okay, the next one. And the other one is comb honey. Maybe all of you, if you've tried having the whole comb, just eating the whole comb and spitting the wax out, you know how yummy, how tasty it is. The comb honey. That is what is done is honeycomb. It is just taken out, cut into small pieces. You can just see in the photograph. Content is natural without any process of filtration or packing. Nothing is done. It is just cut. It is cut right out from the hive or a frame. It preserves all its natural ingredients such as pollen and enzymes. Okay, so everything is there. It is just cut into small blocks and it is sold as such. Second photograph, what you can see, it can be sold in packages. In India, I have not seen these honeycombs as such being sold in those little, but Western countries it is quite common. And the other one is the same thing, the honey which is put into a little pot, or in the whole, what in the supermarket, if you go, what do you see? You can see that liquid honey available. But here along with the liquid, the combs are also put, so you can just chew on it, and it is a very tasty and divine thing to have that comb honey. Any of you have tasted comb honey here? Any of you? Rajput, Vijay, Jaipal, Paras, Reddy, Satyashakti. Any of you? Yes,
No, ma'am.
Vijay.
No, ma'am.
No.
No, ma'am.
No,
I have
please
not done.
taste it.
No,
If you
ma'am.
get
No,
a
no.
chance, I think you should do it. It's like
Okay.
very, because after this course, maybe you'll all be having your colonies. Then you can just try this comb honey.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, the next one. Yeah, hold on, I just drink some water. Sorry for that. Okay, so the coming to the next classification, it's called the monofloral honey. They may not be related, like comb honey, monofloral honey. Definitely, they are not related, but still, when we speak about the classification, we classify them this way. So the monofloral honey meaning mono, you must be knowing single, floral, flower. It is either a lychee honey or a rubber honey or a coffee honey, teak honey, alfalfa honey, sunflower honey, mustard honey. It is like you can see the whole range of display there. Different kinds of honey that is available in the market. They are called as monofloral honey, meaning from a single flower. Honey that is got from a single flower is called as the monofloral honey, and it is expensive. It is taken as a specialty, and the taste also very much varies. For example, if it's a mustard honey, it is very light in color. There are some which are white as well. I have not actually seen, I've only heard it's white alfalfa, I guess. Some honey is just white, and if it is some jungle flower, it can be either dark color. And I've tasted one rubber honey, I guess. It was bitter. I never knew that honey can be bitter. Rubber honey that I tasted, which was got from when the rubber plants, trees were in bloom, was bitter. It was something which I could not accept. Okay, so that way, so similarly, some taste really good. So the next one, yeah, coming to the composition of honey. Honey is got, since it is sweet, sugar, of course, further different classification, and depending on the area, there can be a slight variation from what you see here as well. Depending on the composition, depending on the flower from which it is collected or the geographical area. So it has got this fructose, 38% fructose, and it has got glucose. Then it is always the moisture content in honey is less than 20%. In this diagram, this is 17. It is always less than 20%. It's called maltose, trisaccharides, and it's got the sucrose and lots of vitamins, minerals, enzymes. Honey, you must all be knowing, it is called the superfood. You can have it in different forms, and as a medicine, it is recommended. It has got lots of vitamins, minerals, and maybe there are lots of substances which are not yet discovered by science, right? It's like a chemical periodic table. When I was in school, they said 112 elements. Now it is some 123 or 124. So there are so many other elements which are discovered by science each maybe in decades. So similarly, even here there must be so many components which are so medicinal good to us, which is not yet discovered as well. So you just keep it broad understanding about the different composition. So this is the range. Okay, when I say 17, it need not be 17, it is under 20. So that's the next one. Yeah, coming to how honey is made how does the nectar get converted into honey? This is quite an interesting concept. What happens is, first the honey, you can just look at the picture of the honey. That yellow thing that you see at the center is the honey stomach. Okay, so how honey is made? First, the honeybees, they go foraging. Foraging is, they just go searching for the flower source, the nectar, source of nectar. So bees forage from flowers, then they collect honey. Okay, and how do they transport the honey? It is not like, they just get a bit, they can't keep in their mouth and come. The monkeys, the way they keep it in their mouth. We need our bags. But what does a honeybee do? Honeybee has a honey stomach. It collects the nectar and it gets into the honey stomach. You can see the yellow thing there, that is the honey stomach. It goes to the honey stomach. And the honey nectar is kept in the honey stomach. And after that, enzymes in the honey stomach, it breaks down into simple sugars. The nectar is broken down by the enzymes in the honey stomach into further simple sugars. Okay, that is how the taste and stuff comes. It is not like if you just go take some hibiscus plant, behind you can just suck it. You can see that mild sweetness, that nectar. Many flowers you can just take the pinch out the flower, and at the back you can just sip and you can feel that sweetness. But that is totally different from honey. That is different, and honey is different. So how does this happen? It is because of the honeybee and various reactions that happen in the stomach of a honeybee, and further in the hive as well. Okay, so the nectar is transported, then enzymes in the honey stomach breaks it down. After that, forage bees, they will be taking the honey and going into their brood, into the comb. So there they will be just, it will be passed on to the nurse bees. These are the worker bees, older bees which are foragers, foraging bees. Then it will be given to the nurse bees which are in the house. The younger bees, or not the nurse bee, younger bees which are in the house, they are the housekeepers. It will be given to them, and those will be just passing from one bee to the other, one bee to the other. It will be just given from one mouth to the other, and it will be taken finally and put it in the cell. See, the nectar is deposited in hexagonal structure called the honeycomb. You know, right? It is the hexagonal structure. So finally, one mouth through the other, mouth through the other. Finally, it will be put into the hexagonal honeycomb. In the honeycomb, once it goes there, if you're just putting it there, you know what happens? Yes. Okay. Once honey is put into the comb, if it is just kept as such, it will ferment. It will not stay as such because of the high moisture content. It will get spoiled. So what is done is that honey, that fermenter, what do I say? After it is put into the cell, the worker bees, they'll be fanning. That is, constantly they'll be fluttering their wings, so that the honeycomb, if you just observe, it is never shant. It is never quiet. It is always buzzing. What is the buzz? It is all the activities going inside. So the fluttering of the bees will go on fluttering their wings so that the moisture content is removed. Okay, so then the moisture is brought, it goes on fluttering. So from whatever the moisture content, 40-50% or whatever, it will come down to 20% or less. And that is how the viscosity of the honey happens. It is because of the reduction from nectar to this source by the worker bees. So finally, when it gets into the right consistency, it is like cooking. You know, you just the women of the house, they cook, they know it is the right consistency. Then they'll be bottling it or something. Maybe a ghee is made. So similarly, when it gets the right consistency, what is done? It will be sealed. The hexagonal combs are sealed with wax, and it will be kept for further use. So this way honey is preserved forever. It will never get spoiled. This way the honey, it can be kept forever. When there is dearth in food, what they do is they will get back to honey which has been stored, and it can be utilized. So this is how the nectar which is in the flower becomes honey which gets onto your table. Okay, so this is how, so this will be used for feeding the different members of the colony. All right. If there is a dearth in the nectar and there's no honey, what is done when you are rearing honey? It will be, you will be giving them this additional supplement in the form of sugar syrup. Okay, so instead of that, they have their own resource. What we do is we take their resource and then give them sugar syrup, which is the commercial practice. Yeah, next one. This is this is how a honeybee looks. I hope you know how a honeybee looks. How to please don't change the slide, madam. How do you identify your insect? Insect has a head, a thorax, and an abdomen. That is how the body is, and also it has got 6 legs. That is an insect. Okay, hexapod, 6 legs. A spider you do not call insect because it has got 8 legs. Okay, so this, and this is how it's called a Hymenoptera. The family order to which honeybee belongs is Hymenoptera. And in that further classifications of rock bee, which is called as the Apis dorsata, Indian bee, the Apis cerana, Apis mellifera, the European bee, Tetragon, Dama bee, or the tetragonid bee, etc. Yeah, next. Next slide, please. Madam, can we go to the next slide?
Not coming, madam?
Any doubt? Yeah, please.
It's not coming, madam?
No, sir. It's not changing.
Okay, just a moment, madam. Just a moment.
All right. If any of you have doubts, you can just clarify.
Excuse me, madam.
Yeah.
So you mentioned about that one type of honey being collected by the bee, and
Yeah.
sorry, one type of nectar. So that
No, madam.
honey is extracted from that.
Yeah.
So I mean, is it possible that they can collect nectar of different types and honey is made of that also? Is that
Yeah,
also?
that's what happens. What happens is they will go to one particular species, they'll finish that and go to the next one. So in the colony, in the comb, it is a mixture. On a
Okay,
regular basis,
okay.
it is a mixture of all the flowers. Only in special cases, when for example, in my place, it is like coffee blossom. Maybe a few days it is in bloom. There'll be so much of nectar when people come with those boxes and keep it. No, it will be overflowing. Within days, the honey will be ready. So that way, you can go for monofloral honey. Otherwise, on a regular basis, it will be with multiple flowers sources that the honey is produced. Is it
Awesome.
clear, sir?
Thank you. Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Now it is okay, madam?
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
So this is the pictorial representation of what you had asked. I mean, what I just spoke. See, it goes the bees from the hive figure in the first slide. From the hive, it goes to the second one. That is, they go to the flowers, then they go collect the nectar, then they come back to the cell. Then they, I think here mouth to mouth, it's not there. It is just transferred from one bee to the other. Then it comes, it will be airing. It will be just reducing the moisture content. And after that, what happens is it is evaporated, moisture is evaporated, then the honey is formed, it will be sealed, and honey is ready for use. Okay. Yeah. Next slide. Yeah. So coming to the different benefits of honey, all of you must have used it for numerous ailments. It's like, honey and some pepper. If you have cough, cold, it's usually recommended by senior people in the house. Then that if you have sleeplessness, they say honey, it's possible you can have relief from insomnia. Then there's indigestion from which you get relief. If you have cough, you mix it with pepper or turmeric and there's relief. That it builds your immunity also. And the other thing which is like trending, some people have honey with lime for weight reduction. So then there's for headache, fatigue. Overall, in India, the honey consumption is very, very less. I think a few grams, 20, 30 grams or something like that per year. But in Western countries, they consume in kgs. Okay, so but they say it is overall health, it's considered as a superfood. So for overall health, honey is considered as very good. Okay, for eczema, for ringworm. This is like, non-stop. There's a lot in this IGNO course material you must be having. You must have seen there are lots of uses of honey that is mentioned here. You can just go through the course content as well. I've not mentioned what is already mentioned here. You can just have a look at it. I hope you've got as medicine, then honey soap was made, honey candy, honey ice cream, honey chocolate, honey jelly. If you go
Yes,
now
madam.
with the Google, no, it's like any recipe that you want made out of honey, it is available. It's mixed with alcoholic drink. Then they say even the productivity of dairy cows enhances. I don't know. I don't have the proof for that. And also to enhance the flavor, it is used. So preservative, it is used. Definitely, it's a very good antibiotic. It's a good preservative. Then for some plants also to stimulate plant growth, honey is being used. Then it is used for many commercial medicinal substances. So it is. purification of juice, and so many. I think if you just go on, it quenches the thirst. It stops hiccups. That's also important. It stops hiccups. Then if there's a wound, if for wound care, honey is being used. Then weight loss, many. Okay, you can just go through and you'll get all the uses of honey. And this is the nutrient composition of honey. It's got, of course, it's got multiple kinds of sugars like glucose, sucrose, maltose, etc. And coming to the minerals and vitamins, it is rich in these, though there are many other elements as well. Vitamin B6, riboflavin, calcium, copper, iron, magnesium, phosphorus, potassium, sodium, zinc. These are the few important ones, many more as well. Okay, next one. It is being in the material, yeah, lots of sugar, fructose, glucose, everything is written in detail, B2, B3, B5, B6, vitamin C also. Yeah, coming to the physical properties of honey, I think we'll discuss a little about this. Hygroscopic, all must be aware. Hygroscopic meaning it will absorb moisture from the atmosphere. So hygroscopic, if it's hygroscopic, it is not so good, because except you can use it as a moisturizer for the skin. That way it is excellent. But that is also skincare also, it is very skin and hair care. Honey is considered one of the most blessed items in cosmetic industries. Here, absorbs moisture. So when you're just if you don't store it well in an airtight container, it will absorb moisture and the shelf life will come down. Okay, so hygroscopicity is a character of honey. If it is used in cosmetic soaps, etc., it is a good thing that it helps in moisturizing the skin. Otherwise, if it's as a food source, it may not be good if you are storing it. Hygroscopic. Then viscosity. This is the what you see in the picture is the viscous fluid. That is, it is not like water. Water is not viscous. Viscosity is this consistency. Honey is a viscous fluid. Then coming to the specific gravity, it varies between 1.34 and 1.44. Specific gravity meaning it is like, I think water is 1 gram per cc divided by what honey is. So the range that you get is specific gravity. Then it's got the color. Honey's got the color depending on the source of nectar. Certain nectar from certain flowers, it gives the dark shade, and some flowers, they give a very light shade. So that way the color, it's got the color and also flavor. Flavor again depends on the source from which the nectar is collected. Okay, so depending on again it's written there, depending on the flower source, both the color and the flavor of honey can vary. Yeah, the next one. Yes, I just got 2 pictures, but there are like, if you want to go for recipes, honey recipe, in the book itself, there are so many recipes that are given. Few of the favorites, just yesterday I just had some avocado with honey. You just mash butterfruit or avocado, add a bit of honey, and it tastes so divine. It can be had with any of your bread. I don't think I will be, it's like, I'm stating the obvious, what is known to everybody, I'll be saying, like with the chapatis, with rotis, with your sandwiches, everywhere honey tastes very yummy. And there are different recipes. Even in ice cream, honey is being used. This is the lime and honey. It is like, what, there's some term for that. It's a preserve. With honey, you just have it. Then as a glaze, all these Western countries, any of their recipes, you just see, they do everything and glaze it up with honey, so it looks very attractive. Then different salads, you can have honey. You can just chop a bit of carrots, then lettuce, then pomegranate, and mix honey with lime, then sprinkle on top. It will taste very nice. So there are different recipes with which honey can be used, and also for your green tea, you can have honey. With your not coffee and tea, I don't think it tastes that very good. Otherwise, for the lemon juice or olive juice, instead of sugar, they all say that sugar, we all know sugar is not good for us. They say if you have sugar, the next few hours your immunity goes down. Okay, so because of awareness regarding immunity and the negative effect of sugar on immunity, what is being done is the people substitute it for jaggery or for honey. So instead of sugar, you can have honey. There's one honey jam. There are so many recipes here, quite interesting. Honey candy, then honey and eggs. So I hope all of you have your IGNO material. Honey and eggs, honey ice cream, honey chocolate, honey jelly, soap, etc. Okay, next slide. Is it over about honey? Okay, so those are the different value addition. Those are the different products which are got from honey. So I think with that you can just we end that chapter on honey, and we go to the next. Honey, it is actually the sugar or the carbohydrate source for the bees. Okay, sugar source for the bees. And when it comes to the way we need no carbohydrate, proteins, vitamins, minerals, etc., there are vitamins, minerals, of course, and carbs are met with honey. And when it comes to the protein part, the bees, they will depend on pollen. Okay, when it comes to the protein substitute is pollen, and even human beings, this pollen is available in the market, which is had as a supplement. And the pollen, any of you can tell me what is pollen? You must be knowing, right? Any of you volunteer to tell what's pollen? Pollen definition here, it's a fine to coarse powdery substance which is created or made by plants as part of their reproductive process. That is pollen. It is the male reproductive organ of a flower. A flower, for pollination, it needs the male and the female, right? So that way the male thing is the pollen. It is usually the dust form. What you can see here, a bee visiting the flower, and it is totally coated with pollen. Then it will go to the next flower. What happens? It will be pollinating. Then there will be seed set. So the male reproductive organ of a flower is a pollen, which is responsible for all the agriculture that is happening all over the world. It will set fruits only after mating, after pollination. Will it, with the female part, the pollen is transferred into the female part, and only then there will be production of a seed. Okay, so this is a grain of a pollen. It has got the exine, thyme, nucleoli, pore. This is, if a pollen, that little tiny part, it is the nanometer size. When it is put under the microscope, it has got all the parts which is needed to fertilize the female flower. Okay, so this is how a pollen looks. And a bee, on visiting from one plant to the other, it collects pollen from one and it will dust on the other. That is how the whole world is sustaining, the whole food production is happening because of this. Next one. Okay, so this coming to the pollen as such, it's a nutrient-rich food, that is protein-rich actually, like honey, can be stored in the hive indefinitely to serve as a reserve during times or seasons of shortage. Just the way honey is stored, pollen is also stored by, many of us are not aware. People think when we say honey bee, honey brooding, honey rearing, it is only the honey. No. Pollen is also equally important. The bees, you can see the pollen sac of a bee in which it is collecting pollen and carrying it. So beautiful, no? That yellow thing. You just notice honeybees, you'll see that yellow thing on them. Okay, if you are in a area where there's greenery and you get an opportunity to see this, you can see the honey collecting the pollen and going to the hive. Okay, it can be stored indefinitely. Just the way honey is kept, pollen is also kept, but it is again modified and kept. Okay. It consists of simple sugars to a small quantity, but more of proteins, minerals, vitamins, fatty acids, and a small percentage of other components, trace elements. Maybe I am telling there are so many things which are not known to science yet, but there could be something which is like, very good for them as well as to the humans, maybe in terms of better immunity, or you must have heard of all these, some film stars, they use certain substances from the honeybee, which makes them look young. I'll cover that later. Okay, so these are the different things. It consists of so you can go to the next slide. Yeah, this is again a honeybee with the pollen basket. Got the wax gland. So this is how the pollen basket looks, where it carries the pollen. Next. Yeah. Once the pollen is collected, it will be kept in the colony this way. You can just see here, this is all the pollen which is kept. So the way honey is kept, pollen is also kept, and it is sealed. It is called the bee bread. Yeah. What people do is they collect pollen as well, and it is used as a health supplement. This is how the pollen which is collected looks. On the right side, the pollen is collected, and it is even before the bee enters the its nest, right? It's a hive. What There's a trap which is kept, so the pollen is just brushed out. Okay, as such, not the bee bread. The pollen as such from the leg is knocked out, and then it is collected and sold. That way also pollen is being marketed. But the poor bee, it goes scouting for it, and it gets a little disturbed when it is blocked from its hive and this particular procedure is carried out. Otherwise, yeah, you can go to the next slide. Yeah, coming to the different uses of pollen. It's the primary source of protein, a bit of fat also, and salts for honeybees. Sugar is the carbohydrate source, pollen is the protein source. And as such, once the pollen gets into the hive, then again, because it's mixed with some honey, some enzymes, and it is converted into bee bread and kept inside. Okay, it's got the gonadotropin, so that way its life is also enhanced, and it is said to cure infertility. The pollen is said to cure infertility because it's got the hormone, gonadotropic hormone, which is used for, which is to cure fertility. So it helps in curing infertility. So next one is it cures allergies. It is good for general vitality, general health. What is that? We see some ginkgo and all those RK. What is that? Ginkgo, right? There are some health RK. I forgotten. So all this similarly, it is used for general well-being. Then it enhances appetite. It enhances immunity. And hope in this book there are many more. It enhances the athletic performance. It is good for the digestive assimilation, rejuvenation, general vitality. Then it helps to treat cold, acne, that is the pimples, male sterility, anemia, nervous and endocrine disorders, ulcer, cancer in animals, high blood pressure. Then it enhances the hemoglobin content, then enhances appetite, vitality. So lots of other benefits as well from pollen. Okay, so in the colony, the adult drone feeds on the mixture of honey and pollen, nursing eggs. Caring of eggs depends on the availability of pollen. For the young ones, it is given. And the worker bees secrete wax, feeding after only feeding on pollen, they can secrete wax. So lots of, and a bee colony is a very, very interesting subject. And there's a lot of new discoveries are being made about how exactly the honeybees function and how they feed. And there is a chemical composition of the pollen as well. You can look into your manual. It's got water 20 to 25%, salt 1.8 to 3.7, then there's carbohydrate 13 to 60%, there's fiber, protein, lipid, ash, then there's salts, magnesium, calcium, copper, sodium, iron, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, manganese, and also vitamins like B1, B2, B3, B6, B5, folic acid, lactoflavin, vitamin A, C, E, and all the amino acids. It's got some arginine, histidine, like all the amino 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 amino, 10 amino acids. Out of 18, it's got the 10 amino acids. chemical composition is page 37. Yeah, thank you, Satya Shakti. It's here. Okay, then it's so this is about the pollen, I guess, collection of pollen, how it is done. And I was just telling how the trap is being kept. It is in page number 42. Collection of pollen, how it is collected, and pollen trap is kept. So it is just collected, then dried in the sun and just packed. And one important thing is it can get spoiled. This the pollen can get spoiled. So it is very important that the moisture content is reduced in case you want to collect pollen and market it. Okay. The next one is the bee bread, which is also a derivative of protein. It's a natural product obtained from the fermentation of bee pollen mixed with the saliva and flower nectar inside the honeycomb cells of a hive. Okay, so in the hive, if the pollen is collected and kept inside, then it becomes the bee bread. It is a fermented product. It is not as such what you see in the flower. That pollen is very different from the bee bread which is found in the comb. It is mixed with enzymes and a bit of honey is also there. Okay, and then bee bread is good. It's considered a functional food having several nutritive virtues and various biochemical molecules with curative and preventive effects. All the products of bees are considered excellent for human health. Pollen is also excellent source of minerals, nutrients, and protein. So it is readily available in the market. So also is the honey and different types of honey available in the market. Pollen, there are other products also which I think we can cover tomorrow. With the bee bread, maybe it will be overload if I'm speaking about all the products today itself. There's one more which is propolis and all those things that are modified by bees. I think we can cover tomorrow. Is that okay, ma'am, sir?
Just a moment. I'll check with madam. Just a moment.
Do you have any questions in your view?
Yes, madam. Hello.
I was telling the rest of it, I think tomorrow we can cover.
Yes, madam. Today completed, madam.
Yeah, so today I thought we could stop here with bee
Okay.
pollen. I don't want to, there are some more slides that I've prepared, but maybe it will be an overdose for them if I just
Yes.
go on speaking. If there's any query, they can ask. And tomorrow, same time, we can continue with what is remaining.
Okay, madam. Okay. Students, if you have any query, madam is here. You can interact with madam. Otherwise, we will wind up the session.
Yes. Madam, good evening, madam.
Good evening, Jaipal.
Madam, I have a doubt.
Yeah.
In that honeybee is taking a monofloral for a specific plant, it will be up to the period, it will be taking same plant only, na?
Yeah, correct.
Like that, that pollen also, it is monofloral pollen like that is anything, or else
No.
it go anywhere?
Usually, I've not come across monoflow. It's a very good question. I think I'll also have to start thinking about it. It could be because if you're keeping that in a field, for example, if it's a sunflower field or something, it will be the same source which will be available for the bee. So it is a very high chance that it is a monofloral.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, I'll also have to go back and refer. I didn't give much attention to the monofloral pollen. It's possible also because each plant, each pollen, the nutrient composition is definitely going to be different. So there are certain plants where the pollen is much more healthier, much better for human consumption. So that way, it's a business opportunity. It's very nice that you raised this question. So this also, I think I'll have to refer back and maybe tomorrow we'll discuss on that.
Okay. Thank you.
Just related to the same question, madam. So,
yeah.
Is it possible that the bee can visit a flower only for pollen, not for the nectar?
Yes, they do that.
Okay.
They
So
do that. They
it's
do.
for,
They
yeah,
go for honey. They go for pollen as well.
correct. So they can visit multiple flowers and all the pollens of different flowers will be
Pollen,
with
the
them.
way they carry honey, the pollen sac, it depends on, depends on the size of the pollen, the quantity that they can carry.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
Any of you are doing honey? I mean, beekeeping? Anyone active?
Madam, very, very small scale. I mean, I can't say it
Two
as
boxes, three boxes, or
uh,
10, 20?
sorry, madam. This, I mean, I'm from a village, so
Okay.
it's not a box. We do have nearby a couple of huge
Okay, okay.
bees.
The
That
rock fish, is it? It is in the wild, huh?
it's in the wild. Yes, it's the
Oh.
big trees. There you have the.
Is it that big one, or is it the small serena which you can bring and
No, madam.
tame it?
These one looks bigger. I mean,
You can't bring it to the box.
right, right. As of now, I haven't tried that, but that's the aim. I would like to learn and then see if
Okay,
it's
okay,
possible. Yeah.
okay.
Ma'am, Parasmini, I have
Yes,
not.
Paras?
Yes, ma'am. I have joined it only for interest.
Pardon?
I got it very interesting, so I thought that I should go through it, and if it happens, I can start later on. But at this juncture, due to only interest in it, I have joined it.
Okay, okay, nice. Now with
Madam,
YouTube, it's not a problem, right? You can learn so much. Yeah.
I'm doing beekeeping, madam. I have around 25 boxes now itself.
Oh, okay.
I have to get some bank loans and I want to establish that in much more quantity.
Oh, very nice. Nice to hear that. I mean, not
Um,
about the bank loan, about you do having 25 boxes.
yes, ma'am.
Nice.
Excuse me, ma'am. Now I want to add something extra.
Yeah, please.
Yes, I am in fact in one PSU, and I have just contacted one university for beekeeping course to
Okay.
our land hostage who has been
Mhm.
displaced by taking over their land by our PSU.
Okay.
So from there, I have got an interest that
Mm-hmm.
I should know what is beekeeping in totality.
Mm.
So that's the reason I have started from there.
Very nice. I think if you are interested in the Skadi and village industries, they have the schemes because when I was teaching at the college, we had a honeybee training program where 10 free boxes were given.
No, in our case, it is we have only provided the training, and we are just following up with our management
Mm-hmm.
that better we should have some pilot project in our project itself, so
Mm-hmm.
that we can have a hand holding with our land hostage who has
Mm-hmm.
been displaced, so that we can make a good thing to their life.
Where are you from, sir?
So I am at this juncture. I am in Raipur, but
Okay.
this training I have been provided in Navi Nagar in Bihar. That
Okay.
is,
Okay.
I am in NTPC in fact.
Uh-huh.
So I am NTPC. So I have just got the interest
Mm.
that environmental things has to be done by our PSUs also. So we have
Very nice.
started.
And you
We have started with vermicompost, and then
good.
I pushed one Bhagalpur university is there. I
Mm-hmm.
pushed them. They have started vermicompost 2 3 project,
Mm.
and I pushed them that they should provide training for mushroom cultivation or beekeeping or even hydroponic or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 or 3 training they have been provided.
Mm.
So from there I have got interested in beekeeping.
Very nice, very nice. And one more thing, sir, than we people just speaking about honey and pollen for our use, no, even for ecology, it is so important. The role of honeybees in the ecology. That's very, very important. For that, at least, I think
So
we should
so
know about bees to take
so
care of them, to
so
give
so,
importance to them in the wild.
So one thing more, ma'am. I am finding it difficult to remember the botanical or these names because I am from finance field.
Okay, okay. So I've been
I
throwing too many names.
yeah,
So,
I am HOD finance at Raipur. This is the
sir,
regional
what
office.
I have seen is with
Yeah,
interest, no, when you're in the subject, those common ones you'll automatically pick up few names.
I do not know. I do not know how much I will pick up, but I am trying
Common
to.
in sunflower is a very common name.
Yeah, no, but botanical names are very very.
Ah,
It is
that
getting,
I agree. That I agree.
but I am trying to get in.
Good, good.
Many things I understand. I have like so many things which is being taught. I understand it also, but
Okay.
somewhere I just missing it.
That with interest you'll
Yes,
automatically pick, right?
yeah, yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Anything
Thank you, ma'am.
else?
Madam, I have one doubt.
Yeah.
Madam, I am approached the bank for loan to establish my apiary. So they
Okay.
asked 1 week or more than a week training certificate.
Okay.
So where I want to know where that training is, where the training can
There is this Pune, there is this institute, no? National Bee.
PPTR.
Yeah, yeah. I think
I
you should. They
approached
are
there, ma'am.
the nodal agency. And where are you from, sir?
I'm from Tamil Nadu, ma'am.
Tamil Nadu. And
Salem.
Tamil
Yeah.
Nadu Agriculture University, no? Coimbatore. They have
They
quite
provide
a
one day.
college. Yeah.
Yeah, madam. They provide 1 day training only.
Yeah, yeah, correct. But you want more, na?
More than 1 week. They asking more than 1 week training for
Uh-huh.
approve my
I think you
loan.
should enquire Pune itself.
Uh,
Maybe Pune is the best place.
it is far away from me, so I want nearer anything nearer by Kerala or.
Khadi and Village Industries was a 1 week program. They
Okay,
offer
ma'am.
1 week program. 1 week or 10 days. I think 1 week.
Okay, okay.
They have that. And I don't
Uh,
remember where. There was a 2 months program also on beekeeping.
okay, ma'am.
Some agencies offering 2 months program as well.
Okay, okay, okay.
KVIC you try, sir. They are very good. Khadi Village Industries.
Okay, ma'am. I will ask there.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Any other doubts? Hema Malini, ma'am, what do we do?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. If any other doubts, any other doubts, students?
Or we can meet
If
tomorrow.
they, yeah, we can wind up for today, madam. Thank you very much, madam. It
Thank
was a
you.
very interesting session and an interaction with the students
Yeah,
also.
yeah, I loved the batch. Only because I'm not able to see them all. It's okay. Still, maybe tomorrow
Yeah,
you'll.
I'll ask them to open all the
Yeah,
videos.
open
Okay, madam. We'll discuss. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
All
I
right.
Thank
am
you,
Very
madam.
here,
nice.
ma'am. I am
Paras
here,
is
ma'am.
here.
Parasmani is here.
Hello.
Hello, ma'am. Parasmani is here.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye.
See you
Okay.
tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you. Okay.
Bye bye.